All right, welcome back. Today, we're putting on our detective hats and grabbing our magnifying glasses because we're about to crack the case on a company's financial health. So here's the big question. How can you tell if a company is a solid financial fortress or a fragile house of cards just waiting for a breeze to knock it over? What if I told you that you can tell just by looking at a single document? The key is learning how to read a balance sheet. So what exactly is a balance sheet? The best way to think about it is as a financial X-ray. It's a snapshot. It freezes a company in time on one specific day and shows you everything it owns, everything it owes, and what's actually left over. It's the absolute foundation for figuring out if a company is built to last. Okay, let's pop the hood and see how this thing works, because at the very core of every single balance sheet is one simple, totally unbreakable rule. This right here, this is the master accounting equation. Assets always have to equal liabilities plus equity. It makes perfect sense when you think about it. Everything a company owns, its assets, had to be paid for somehow, right? It was either bought with borrowed money, which are the liabilities, or with the owner's own money, and that's the equity. It has to be in perfect balance, which is exactly where the name balance sheet comes from. Now, this is where it really clicks for most people. Let's make this personal. If you own a house, the value of that house, that's your asset. The mortgage you owe the bank, that's your liability. And the amount that's left over, that's your home equity. It is the exact same principle for a giant, multi-billion-dollar company. So let's break down those three pieces of the equation one by one. What a company owns, what it owes, and what's actually left for the owners. First up, assets. Pretty straightforward. This is all the stuff the company owns and controls that has some kind of economic value. We're talking everything from the cash sitting in the bank to the computers in the office, all the way to the giant factories they operate. And here's the cool part. They aren't just listed randomly. Nope, there's a system. Assets are listed in order of liquidity, which is just a fancy way of saying how quickly they can be turned into cold, hard cash. So current assets, like cash, are right at the top, and non-current assets, like buildings and equipment, which take longer to sell, are further down. Okay, next up, liabilities. This is the other side of the coin. If assets are what you own, liabilities are what you owe. These are all the debts and financial obligations the company has to pay to someone else, whether that's suppliers, banks, or even its own employees. And just like assets, there's a logic to how liabilities are organized. They're listed by their due date. Current liabilities are the bills that have to be paid within a year. Think payments to suppliers. Long-term liabilities, on the other hand, are debts that are due way further down the road, like a big loan from a bank. And that brings us to the final piece of our puzzle, equity. This is the good stuff. If you imagine a company selling off every single asset it has and then using that cash to pay off every single one of its liabilities, whatever money is left over, that's the equity. It's the owner's actual stake in the company. You'll often see this called shareholders' equity because, well, it belongs to the shareholders. And a really important part of this is something called retained earnings. That's basically all the profit the company has ever made in its entire life that it chose to reinvest back into the business. A big, healthy, growing retained earnings number? Oh yeah, that's a fantastic sign. Okay, so now we know all the parts. But how do we use this to get a quick read on a company? Well, it's time for our 5-point inspection. We're going to borrow a technique here from investor Brian Feroldi. See, you don't have to get lost in every single line item. A good detective knows exactly where to look for the most revealing clues first. So here's the game plan. We zoom in on these 5 things. First, cash. What's their safety cushion look like? Second, debt. How much risk are they taking on? Third, goodwill. Are they growing naturally or just buying other companies? Fourth, retained earnings. Does this company have a long history of being profitable? And finally, treasury stock. Is management so confident that they're buying their own stock? Theory is one thing, but let's put this 5-point inspection to the test with a real company, one I'm sure we all know, Chipotle. First up, cash. When this balance sheet was pulled, Chipotle was sitting on about $1.9 billion in cash and investments. That is a gigantic financial safety net. Okay, next we scan for debt. We look at short-term liabilities, long-term liabilities, and what do we find? A big, fat, beautiful zero. Not a single dollar of debt. So what's the verdict? I mean, it's pretty clear, right? With nearly $2 billion in cash and absolutely no debt, Chipotle is a textbook financial fortress. And a quick check of our other points just seals the deal. It has very little goodwill, meaning it grew on its own. Its retained earnings are over $6 billion, proving it's been insanely profitable, and it consistently buys back its own stock. Yeah, this company passes with flying colors. Okay, so we've seen what a fortress looks like. Now, let's flip the script. How do we spot the cracks in the foundation of a potential house of cards? What are the big warning signs? These are some classic red flags to look for. I mean, cash going down while debt goes up? That's the most obvious one. But some are more subtle, like look at inventory. If stuff is piling up in the warehouse faster than they can sell it, that's a problem. Or what about accounts receivable? That's money customers owe them. If that's growing faster than sales, it might mean they're selling to people who can't actually pay their bills. These are the little clues that tell a good detective to start digging a lot deeper. But listen, and this is really important, a great detective never ever relies on just one piece of evidence. The balance sheet is a critical, powerful clue for sure, but it is not the whole story. To really get the full picture, you need to look at two other key documents. The income statement is like the video of the company's performance over the last year. It tells you if they made a profit. And the cash flow statement shows you exactly where cash came from and where it went. When you put all three of them together, that's when you get the complete financial story. So there you have it. You now have the fundamental tool to take a financial x-ray of any company out there. So the only question left is, the next time you look under the hood, will you find a fortress or a house of cards? Go find out.